Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. We are the Seekers of the Arcane. I'm Mars.
I'm Jessy.
And today we have a very interesting video. This video pertains to a man by the name of Reverend Willie Maxwell. And he is a Hoodoo priest. And we just wanted to dive into the history of this man who just has an interesting past and his life and his involvement with Hoodoo, and just overall a creepy and interesting story. So we wanted to dive in on this case with you guys. So before we get into today's video, if you guys can do us a favor and subscribe to our channel and like this video when the video is done. If you like creepy, spooky, eerie videos like this or cases like this, we'll be glad to do more. If you guys find it fun or fascinating at all, we would just really appreciate your guys' support. We are currently trying to get back into the groove of things, so hopefully you guys can just have some patience with us and just stick around for the ride here on our channel. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start getting into the meat and potatoes of the video. In the pine-shadowed back roads of Coosa County, Alabama, folks still whisper about a preacher whose very name seemed to summon death. They called him Reverend Willie Maxwell. 5 coffins, a handful of whispered spells, and a book of forbidden magic sealed his legend. This is the story of murder, hoodoo, and a man who walked unpunished until judgment came for him at a funeral.
Born of the Alabama red clay, Willie Maxwell was born in 1925 into the red dirt poverty of rural Alabama. He grew up black in the Jim Crow South, where faith was a refuge and the church was a shield. By adulthood, Maxwell had become a self-styled Baptist preacher. No real congregation, but a preacher's suit, a preacher's Bible, and a preacher's commanding voice. But behind that soft voice, folks whispered about something darker.
They said Maxwell kept black candles burning late at night, the kind used to bring ruin to enemies. He carried mojo hands that were small cloth bags of graveyard dirt, snake skin, and maybe a lock of hair from those close to him. Some swore he buried witch bottles at the 4 corners of his home, glass jars packed with nails, red pepper, and vinegar, to protect him from harm and turn curses back onto the sender. But the darkest rumors spoke of the 6 and 7 books of Moses. They were secret grimoires filled with seals and conjurations. Words meant to bind the eyes of judges, confuse juries, and command the spirits of the dead. No one saw the book in his hand, but they saw the trail of death behind him.
Let's get into the deaths that follow Willie in 1970. Mary Lou Maxwell, his first wife, found dead in her car on a rural road near Alexander City. Her death ruled accidental. Maxwell held multiple life insurance policies and collected. In February 1972, John Columbus Maxwell, his brother, died under mysterious circumstances, reportedly exposure or alcohol poisoning. Maxwell was the beneficiary. In September 1972, Dorcas Anderson, his second wife, found strangled in her car. Maxwell was charged with murder, but walked free after his lawyer, Tom Radney, argued the evidence was circumstantial. He later sued insurance companies and collected the policies. In February 1976, James Hicks, his nephew, found dead under unexplained circumstances near a car. Maxwell was the beneficiary of his life insurance policies as well. In June 11, 1977, Shirley Ann Ellington, his adopted stepdaughter who was 16 years old, found dead beneath the car in a ditch. Death ruled an accident. Multiple insurance policies once again named Maxwell as beneficiaries. Each time, Maxwell hired the same sharp-tongued lawyer, Tom Radney. Each time, the law failed to stick a charge.
That's just crazy. So a little bit of his connections with hoodoo magic. So people spoke low about what he did. They said that Maxwell would write the victims' names backward on parchment, sprinkle gopher dust, which is a deadly hoodoo powder made of grave dirt, snakeskin, sulfur, on their path. He would burn black candles and recite psalms from the 6 and 7 books of Moses, visit graveyards at midnight, leaving coins on fresh graves as payment for the dirt he took. For court, they claimed that he carried a high John root in his pocket and a seal from the grimoire meant to bind the tongues of the accusers. And they believed because each time the preacher walked away freer, richer, and untouched.
Twice indicted for murder, twice set free. Tom Radney argued the insurance companies wrote those policies willingly. Maxwell was guilty of nothing but bad luck. Behind courthouse doors, people spoke of darker things. Judges losing sleep, jurors getting sick, papers going missing. In small towns, fear is power, and Maxwell had plenty of both.
At home, he kept to himself. A modest house in Alexander City. Neighbors saw the flicker of candlelight in the back room. Some swore they saw chicken feet hung above his door, mirror shards buried by the porch, to turn back evil or to hide his own. He was polite in public, soft-spoken in the pulpit, but always watchful. And always somewhere in his shadow, death followed.
In June 18th, 1977, funeral of Shirley Ann Ellington, Maxwell arrived, black suit, Bible in hand. Before the preacher could speak, Robert Louis Burns, Shirley's uncle, stepped forward. A single gunshot echoed through the packed church. Reverend Willie Maxwell fell dead beside the coffin of the girl whose death had made him rich.
So Tom Radney, who had saved Maxwell from prison, now defended Burns. At trial, the community came forward. Whispers turned into testimony. They spoke of Maxwell's hoodoo, the grimoires, and the fear that had gripped them for years. Burns was acquitted. A jury decided a man driven by grief and fear was no murderer, but an avenger.
The story drew the gaze of Harper Lee, author of To Kill a Mockingbird. For years, she followed the trail, the graves, insurance papers, conjure stories, and the preacher's Black Bible. But she never finished her book, The Reverend. Maybe the story itself resisted being caged.
The preacher who killed with insurance papers and protected himself with hoodoo bags, who might have drawn the seals of Moses and read secret psalms in the dark, who buried bottles in the yard and walked free until judgment came dressed in Sunday clothes. Whether he truly wielded magic or just the fear of it, the result was the same. 5 dead and a town haunted. So guys, that is basically it of this case of Willie Maxwell. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys found it intriguing, if at the least. I know that when I was reading about it, I just kept like seeing all the details and I was like, that's suspicious. So for me, it was for us, it was a really interesting story or history of this voodoo or hoodoo preacher, and we just really wanted to share it and bring it here on our channel. So again, if you guys are interested in videos like this and want us to dive into other cases of, you know, anyone else that you guys find interesting, Or if you guys just like paranormal, supernatural content in general, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to like this video and share it with anyone that you feel would enjoy this video as well. With that, we say goodbye, and we hope to see you guys in our next video. Take care.